Well guys, I just put the first solar switch in for the positive side. See the red wire, positive, positive to the charge controller. It went really smooth. I'm loving the new lug tool. What I'll do here, let me do a little demo for you. Turn this around. Actually, let me get the tripod, so I'll be right back. Alright guys, so this is the switch. I have the openings on the right hand side for this situation. So let me tilt the camera up. Alright. So, I'm going to put it closer to the charge controller, which won't be a big deal. And then that's going to have to go in there. And this one's going to have to go in there. So what I might do is do the top one first, just so I can get the length right. I might even have to go up a bit, which is fine. So let's get to this. I'll put one of the lugs on. Where am I? Here you go. Hopefully you can see this. I have the wire stripped on the end. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay. So when this goes inside the switch, it has to be facing that way. So what I'll do is I'm just going to crimp this as is right now. Let me zoom in more. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. And actually, once I crimp, I tape over the edge again. So let's go ahead and crimp this guy. So yeah, see, that's a nice tight connection now. That's not coming off. And what I'll do is, there's an edge here. So what I do is I take my black electrical tape, and I'll just rip a little piece off of here. I'm going to put it over that seam, basically, between the wires, insulation, and the lug. And that will just make a nicer seal. That way there's no chance of the electricity going some other direction that I don't want it to go. So, and arcing and all that good stuff. So there you go. So now, hopefully the camera focuses. Yep. So now it is sealed at the seam, nice and tight, all the way up to the lug, and I can actually put it on the switch, which is here. I'm going to try and pull this off on camera. Well, not on camera, because it's quite a task. So there's that guy. And then this is going to connect to one of these bolts. So I'm going to disconnect the nuts off of here and continue on. And all you do is nice and hand tight underneath where's the camera? Underneath the lug here. So you put the lug underneath this thing, or the washer nut, and just tighten it hand tight. So I'm going to continue working, guys. The solar wall's coming to fruition here, so that's a good thing. So I'll be back with an update. Alright guys, so I have the wires connected under the bolts, as you can see. So actually I'm going to move the camera back a bit, and that should work fine for me. So what I got to do now, since there's the case for this switch, the opening's only on the right side on this, in this case, I'm going to put it inside, and I got to move the wires so they fit nicely inside this gap in the case, and there we go. So I'm going to put it kind of over this direction, near the other switch. Let me adjust the camera so you guys can see. So that way you got the positive, the negative. They're not going to touch each other at all, so that's good. And then I still have room for strapping to strap these wires up, clean them up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3-inch screws that I have left over, and I'm just eyeballing this. I don't have a level. I'm going to okay. I'm only putting the 2 in, just in the corners. I think that's plenty to hold this switch. It's not that heavy, so. So that's solid. This guy's solid. So there you go, guys. One complete job done on the solar project. Let me tilt the camera back up and get us all situated. So we have the positive bus bar up here. It's feeding the switch. So when I shut this is in the off position right now. So what this is doing is any of the positive wires from the solar panels that come into here, this will be my on-off switch to the solar panels on the roof. So right now it's in off mode, as you can see. And then if I want to turn it on. And I can also remove this tag or switch. Well, not when I'm on camera, but oh, hold on. It doesn't like me. Oh man. Okay, I won't do that on camera. But yeah, they're removable. Let's try this one. Maybe this one will come off. Okay, that came off a lot easier. So these are the keys. So when you have this in the on or off position and you don't want anybody touching it, messing with it, you pull these out and hide them somewhere. And then these are universal, so they can go in each of these brand switches. So that way no one's messing with your system if you're not here or whatever. And then if an emergency, you just shove them in, turn them off, all that good stuff. So off mode. So basically this turns off the positive side of the electricity coming in from the solar panels on the roof. This one turns off the negative side of the solar panels coming off the roof. So perfect. And then they both feed the charge controller, positive and negative, in their own side there. So we got some progress. So I'm going to keep going all the way along until I run out of switches. And then I'll get back on here and show you what happened. Alright? Solar wall's coming together, guys. Thanks. Alright guys, back here. I finished up with the switches for today because I ran out of them. I put some strapping up on most of the wires. All the switches are in the off position. So I need 1 for here, 2, 3. 3 more switches, and the the top row, which controls the solar panels. These are basically all on-off switches for the solar panels. Each side of them, so the positive side, the negative side, positive, negative, blah blah blah, on and on and on. And then I'm gonna have 10 more for battery disconnects, so I can disconnect everything from the battery. So I can service everything. So this gives you a good idea now what I was talking about. It looks kind of like spaghetti on the wall, kind of a mess of wires, but it's necessary. You're building a power plant after all. So I might even make a cover box for this at some point, but not for a while. Because you want to be able to check everything on a day-to-day basis anyway. So yeah, so I almost have the 10 that I need up here, so I'm missing 3. And then I need 10 more for the bottom. I have 5 in the mail coming, so I can definitely finish the top and then start the bottom. And then after that, once I have all the switches in and wired, I can start thinking about ordering batteries for the battery bank. I probably, since it's going to be close to July here in a week or so, I'm probably not going to get the solar panels up on the roof this year, but early next year, hopefully I'm able to, over the winter, order the batteries and get them prepared for early spring here. And then once the batteries are here, I can wire them in, wire the inverters in, and then start running the wires to each section that I have laid out here, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully that works out, and then I can actually finally put solar panels on the roof and have power in here. And then I'll be over here hopefully full time. I got my clothing rack ready to go, just got to bring the clothes over. I'm going to bring a chair over as well, another chair to set stuff on, because I don't normally use a dresser. This was annoying me, so I didn't cut the 50-foot roll. I just left it, so I got quite a few options of where my TV can go still. But for now, I just got it strapped up, and I used the that wire from the dollar store that didn't hold my aerial up. I used that there just to wrap around the coax cable for now. And I got plenty here to reach over to the TV on the stand. I'll give you guys an update of the weather over here. So what we got, oh, the solar stuff, by the way, is working excellent, even in the low light conditions in here, because of the amorphous solar panel. They even work indoors, so that's bonus. So let's see if I can zoom in here, guys. So outside, 26.4 and rising Celsius. Outside humidity is 58%, and it's 9:49 a.m. Inside is 22 degrees Celsius, so cooler, which is good. But we have higher humidity inside. So, oh, cloud passed over. And that little thing in the corner is the wireless connection to the device on the outside, which reads the all the outdoor temperatures and humidity levels and stuff. So that's things working out really good. I'm glad I found that. I got to put a bunch of my tools away here. The aerial, I kind of bent most of the wires or the rods that were sticking out this way. I bent them flat, and then when I hook the TV up again and scan channels, I'm going to see if it makes a difference or not. If not, I can also lift this up, angle it this way, and that's I'm going to try that direction. Maybe get some more channels, but I'm not too worried about it. That's on till later. Not till later. I had the windows open here while I'm working, so they're wide open. Got the little solar lights getting charged. Yeah, things are looking good, guys. Got a lot of stuff done today. That's good. Well, as far as I can go, because I ran out of switches. Now these switches, I tell you what, I was kind of complaining in one of my other videos how it's hard to get stuff. These things are pretty hard to get. Even online, it's a nightmare. So I don't know if it's from it's boating season because of the summertime or what, but whatever. At least I'm almost halfway done with the switches. Once I get there, I'm halfway done, and then 10 more, and then I'll be totally done and never have to worry about switches ever again. Thank God, because it's like pulling teeth trying to get those things. Oh yeah, my dad had used to have an electric fence at our place for security. So he had a spool of this wire left over, and this is what I'm going to use for the solar panels on the roof. I'm going to strap them down with the wire. It's a nice heavy gauge, won't rust. And I'm going to use that to attach to the four corners of the panels, because they have basically holes in the frames, just enough for wire. So I'm going to do that, strap it down to the trailer so the wind doesn't take them off on me. And also going to use some of this stuff to maybe make a shower head, or not a shower head, but a shower head holder for this guy. Maybe hook it up way back up there and run it around here a few times. We'll see. I don't know how ghetto it's going to look, but I'm going to try it. It's probably cheaper than buying anything, so. But yeah, things are coming along. Solar wall is growing, and things are looking good at the off-grid tiny house. So we'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Alright guys, I attached the shower. I made a little shower holder, so this thing can be undone, taken off, and I can move it wherever I want. I left a bit of the hose down in here because some of the water does drip down, and it'd be all over the floor if not, so you gotta leave a little loop here, which is fine. So I just strapped it up and we should be good there. I just fastened it with a washer and a 1-inch screw, and it's just some it's kind of like it's either galvanized or stainless wire. It's not going to rust, so it should be perfect. It works out. Didn't cost me a dime. So that's it for being in the shower. Oh, and that yellow, by the way, is just excess silicone. It turned a yellowish color because I used a bit too much. That's it.